Okay, today we are graphing systems of inequalities. So a system of equations was two or more equations. A system of inequalities is two or more inequalities. So inequalities are when we graph the line and then we shade it above or below, because instead of being equal to the line, we are less than or greater than, or less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to the line. Okay, solutions are the points where both of the inequalities are going to be true. So solutions are points where both inequalities are true. Okay, we are going to graph a line, shade, graph a line, shade. The solutions will be in the area that is double shaded. So there's going to be a lot of details you want to pay attention to today about where to shade and when. Okay, so we've got our four symbols that we are going to use. We shade above a dashed line for a greater than symbol. We shade above a solid line for a greater than or equal to symbol. I'm going to put a little note in here of what these mean. Greater, greater, or equal. We shade below a dashed line for a less than symbol. And we shade below a solid line for less than or equal to. Okay, so we are going to be doing the exact same thing we did in 2.7, where we graph a line, shade above or below it. The only difference is that we're going to be doing two of those lines on the same graph. Anybody still need these boxes? Okay, I'm going to move down to our first example then. And we've only got two examples. They're both on this side. So the first one we have is y is less than x. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put in my imaginary numbers because it's going to make my life easier. So, oh my gosh, wrong page. Zoom into this a little bit. So y is less than x is the same as y is less than 1x plus 0. So now I've got a slope and a y-intercept. Then I'm going to put some little notes to myself because this is a less than symbol. I'm going to shade below a dashed line. I'm actually going to write dash first. So dash below. So I'm just going to put a little note to myself that for that first line, I'm going to do a dashed line and shade below it. For the second one, it's greater than or equal to. So greater or equal to, I'm going to do a solid line and shade above it. So a note here that says solid above. On your assignment, I put little blanks for you to write these things on. Okay. So right now, if you didn't get a ruler on the way in, go get a ruler. Make sure I have my ruler.
She can see you hiding. There's no one.
Okay. Alright, so we are now going to graph both of these lines. Please pay attention while we graph them and how we shade them. Because how we shade today is going to, if you can pay attention to how you shade, I can give you a way to do it easily. That's going to make your life easier. So our first line we have is y is less than 1x plus 0. So we need to graph that line. We're going to start at 0. And we're going to do a slope of 1. So a slope of 1 means we go up 1, right 1. I need to draw my line all the way across my graph in both directions. You do not have to draw your little dots in both directions if you don't want to, because you can use your ruler to get the rest of it. But your line has to go all the way from edge to edge of your graph. If it doesn't, we're not going to be able to do the shading right. And I just messed up because that was supposed to be a dashed line. So, do a dashed line, erase every other little chunk, or if you didn't graph it yet, do a dashed line. Okay, so that should be a dashed line, but it needs to go all the way across your graph. It needs to be a dashed line, not a solid line. I messed up. I got so excited about doing it all the way across my graph, I messed up. I did. Okay, so then now we need to shade everything below that line. Don't do it yet. Take your pen or pencil, and I'm just going to do it in pen to prove to you guys that you can do it in one color. Instead of color coding it, I'm just going to do it in pen. What I would do is very gently go against the line and shade. So very gently go against the line and shade. Draw your lines this direction. You want to draw all your lines when you shade in one direction for this one, or else you're not gonna be able to tell where it's double shaded. Caden Jackson, put your phones away, please. Okay, so we're shading everything below. When you shade in one direction. Don't shade in a big circle all over the place, because you're gonna need to just shade in one direction so you can tell what happens next. Okay, any questions about graphing that first one? Okay, that's exactly what we did in 2.7. Now we do it again on the same graph. We've got y is greater than or equal to negative 2x plus 6. So we'll start that one at positive 6. And my slope is negative 2. So I go down to right 1. And again, I have to go all the way across my graph. Okay. I'm going to connect that. This one does get to be a solid line. So connect this one into a solid line. And then here's probably the trickiest part of today. I'm going to let you guys connect your line and then let me show you where to shade. Letting people connect their lines. Okay. Look up here so I can show you where to shade. My ruler is currently on the line that I just did, okay? I want to shade everything above that. So I'm going to use my ruler to cover up everything below that. I have to shade everything. Please just watch. I have to shade everything above this, including the portion that's already been shaded. I am going to use lines that go in a different direction. So I'm going to go this way. I'm going to start here. I'm going to go this way. And then I keep going, even through the parts that have already been shaded once. Okay, so go ahead and do that. And then when you are done, your graph should have 4 different sections. So wherever your 2 lines intersected, that's going to chop it into 4 different sections. There'll all be different sizes on every graph. There will be one section that is completely unshaded. There's going to be 2 sections, this one up here and this one down here, that have been shaded once. Do you guys see how this section right here, so this little triangle right here, see how it has lines going both directions? That is where my solutions are. Those are the points that are both less than 1x plus 0 and greater than or equal to negative 2x plus 6. So it's just this little area here is where my solutions are. We want to make sure you guys really understand what it means to be a solution. So on every problem, we are going to have you list 3 ordered pairs that are solutions and 3 ordered pairs that are not solutions. So we'll do that here. 3 ordered pairs that are solutions. Any point in this double shaded area is a solution. So if I come over here to 6, 2, right there, that is a solution. Write that down as an ordered pair.
How did we get that?
It's a random point in the double shaded area. We're picking random points in the double shaded area. So what is another point in this double shaded area?
2, 4.
5, 5.
2, 4 is only in a single shaded area. Did you mean 4, 2? Okay, so 4, 2 is in the double shaded area. I agree.
5, 5.
And then 5. So 5, 5 is on a line. What if we did 5, 4? 5, 4 is in the double shaded area. Okay, so everyone will have different answers on those. In fact, it will be very suspicious if you have the same answers on those, because we are looking for 3 points in the double shaded area, 3 points in the non-shaded area. Okay, points that are not solutions are anything anywhere else. So technically the points that are in the single shaded area, they're not solutions. I usually just pick points in the non-shaded area. So like negative 3, 1. That's in the non-shaded area. Zero, 2. That's in the non-shaded area. 3 of each. I made this line too short. The line's on your...
4, 3.
What'd you say?
-4, 3.
-4, 3. Perfect. Okay. Any questions about this first problem? It's something you guys already know how to do because you already know how to graph a line and shade. It's just adding in that you're doing two of them at the same time and listing those solutions. All right, we've got one more problem to do, and then you guys only have 4 on your assignment. So the next one that we are doing is y is greater than 2x plus 4. I'm moving up here so we can use this table again. We're going to do a dash line and shade above it for that. Dash above. For y is less than or equal to negative 1/3 x minus 4, we will do a solid line and we will shade below it. So it'll be solid below. Okay. So we can go ahead and graph those. Any questions about how I found those 4 things? Just use my table. All right. So for greater than 2x plus 4, I'm going to start at 4. What is my slope? What is my slope in that equation? 2. So I go up 2, right 1. Since I can only do 1 point that way, I want to do a couple going another way too. So I can also go down 2, left 1 a couple times. Okay. And then we can connect these. This is going to be a dashed line. Okay. And then I want to shade everything above that line. This side here. Okay. For the next one, we've got y is less than or equal to negative 1/3 x minus 4. So for that one, we will start at negative 4. And then my slope is negative 1/3. So I go down 1, right 3. Down 1, right 3. That one gets to be a solid line, so I can connect it all the way. And then I am shading everything below that solid line. So that's where that line is. Everything below is going to start here, go all the way across. Okay. My double shaded area in this one is just this little teeny tiny triangle here. That's plenty of space for us to find 3 points. So finding 3 points, I can do -5, -4, looks like it's in there. What else is in that little section? Anybody, anything? Ordered pair in this little triangle. -6, -6. Yes, I agree. It's down there. And then I'm out of space, but we want one more. What else can we do in there?
-4, -3.
-4, -3 is like barely in there.
It's -2 and -2.
2 -2s all the way over here. Somebody said -6, -5. That one's definitely in there. I think -4 is -3 is in there, but it's like barely in there. That's making me nervous. Not that like anything bad would happen to us if we put it. So what did we say? -6, -5. I'll strike little. Okay. Then this one, non-solutions are super easy. We're looking for anything that's in the single shaded areas or the white area. What is a point that is in the non-shaded areas? The non-double shaded area. 1, -1. And then Jasper, what did you say?
1, 5.
1, 5. Yep. And I need one more. There's a really easy one right there. What's this point? 0, 0. I would use it. Work smarter, not harder. Okay, cool. Any questions right now? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pause this recording then.